Hi, welcome to Wise Up, a walk through the book of Proverbs. We're in day 8, which is chapter 8 of the book of Proverbs. And starting in verse 22, this whole chapter is wisdom crying out and begging people to listen to her. It's as if you're hearing a first-person encounter with wisdom, and she's saying, hey, listen, I was there when God created things. I know how stuff happens, and I'm here to help you. And so there's two people that are compared all throughout Proverbs. That's a fool and a wise person. And a fool is anyone that follows the way of foolishness, and a wise person is someone that follows the way of wisdom. And if you haven't caught it yet, in this series we're saying that wisdom defined is the appropriate application of information. And so God has a lot to say about that, and wisdom here is speaking directly first person. Verse 22 says, "The Lord formed me from the beginning before he created anything else." And that's wisdom. "I was appointed in ages past at the very first before the earth began. I was born before the oceans were created, before the springs bubbled forth their waters, before the mountains and the hills were formed. I was born before he had made the earth and fields and the first handfuls of soil." So before God created anything, wisdom was already established. And so wisdom is timeless. Wisdom is true. Wisdom is set. And so learning how to apply appropriately the information in our lives is vitally important. Now, for you and for me, why does this matter? Because there's a lot of different ways that you could approach things. There's a lot of different patterns or ideas, and all throughout history there's been different people groups that have come up, and you had philosophers and kind of the Athenian era of Greece, and then in Rome you had Roman philosophers, and you had people that were seeking after wisdom, and so they wanted to do things in a wise way. But often what's happened throughout history is that people have sought wisdom outside of external parameters. Now think about it like this. If God created me and you, which I absolutely believe that, I affirm that every day, I see it in my life, and I'd love to talk with you if you have questions about that God created us. And if God, being who he is, created us, then he knows a lot more about wisdom than you and I do. And so the more I get in my own head and with my own thoughts, the more I'm likely to keep digesting the same stuff that I think, feel, know, and experience. And what I need is an external source, specifically God, to help me reframe my life and reframe my thoughts, feelings, emotions, experiences. And I really, really need that because I'm limited. Only what's right here, as awesome as it may be, and I'm sure everybody would agree, I'm just being silly here, but as awesome as it may be or may not be, it's still limited. And so all of us need God in our lives. All of us need God to help us frame information and put it back in the right place so we can make wise decisions. Now, ending here, verse 34 uses kind of some strong language, but I think this is important. It says, "Happy are those who listen to me, watching for me daily at my gates, waiting for me outside my home. For whoever finds me finds life and wins approval from the Lord. But those who miss me have injured themselves. All who hate me love death." Now it's interesting. Nobody would say, hey, I love when things go sideways. I love chaos. I love when my own life falls into shambles. None of us would say that. All of us would say we love when things go well. And so Proverbs here is making a direct appeal to you and to I to say, listen, watch for me, listen to me, chase after me, and I promise the benefit will be absolutely incredible. I'm so glad you're hanging here. I hope that you'll stay with us all the way through this series as we walk through Proverbs and learn how to wise up together.